Yeah, Rick, that final minute there. I mean, what did that and the way that Uros made plays, Zakai made plays, what did that say about your guys?
You know what? I told them I was as proud of them tonight with the way that they showed the grit that we needed as a total team win. And I thought our defense was really good from start to finish against a team that they run terrific offense. They do a lot of really good things. And the fact that we were able to defend them, we put them on the free time. We put specifically in the first half, Scottie Pippen Jr. there, and those fouls were, he put them on our post players. And for us to work through some foul trouble, the fact that Joe went out early in the game, but just really proud of the way that they went on that quick. They hit us with those two quick threes, and then from there, I think we went on an 8-0 run. And Zakai Steele was a huge play at one point in time, and obviously when it was a tie game, I thought that Uros big time play there at the end, that rebound and stick back. And then we did a really nice job of making our free throws.
Rick, is Uros one of those guys who, we always think about there's so many one and done guys or two and done guys in this era. And Uros is a guy who's kind of taken the long road. He's had to develop. Is that sort of a good reminder to guys that if you keep working, you just keep working, things can happen?
I would like to think I would like to think so that with him, the guys love him. I mean, he is as authentic and as real. And he's had some tough times when, he's wanted to play. And I can't tell you why, really, what made him, a couple of weeks ago, you could just tell that he had finally said, hey, I'm going to do exactly what this team needs. And he does that. He's got a great voice on the court. I mean, he talks. He really is a guy that can move the ball for us. And but he's waited for an opportunity, and I thought he made the most of it. But I think your point's well taken in the fact that he's worked hard. He really has. He's hung in there with it. And you look at our team, the best teams that we've had is that kind of mirrors what happens with it. You go back to really our best teams, it's guys that have bought into the program and they believe in it and they stick with it, and they do, good things will happen for them.
Yeah, Rick, just wondering how Josiah is. And then also with Zakai, even before the steal late, it seemed like he really set the tone early in that second half with some of his defense, some of his emotion out there. What does he bring in that way? And why is he so, indispensable in winning time lately for you guys?
Will be evaluated, Josiah.
I don't answer your question about Josiah. I don't know. I haven't talked to anybody. I'm sure he's going to be evaluated, and I'm sure he has been, but I haven't heard anything. And but with Zakai, I've said before, it's in his DNA, and I wish I could coach that. I would give it to everybody, but he is fearless. I think he's still learning so much about this game, and he's going to be, again, I don't know where we would be without him, because he's going to fight you on both ends. And I'm telling you, he's missed some shots that every time it leaves his hand, we think it's going to go in. But it's just, our players feed off of him. They really do, because they know he is going to give it everything he's got. And there at the end of the game, he went up and made some plays, and he's willing to do that. But he's tough. I mean, he's mentally tough. He's physically tough. I mean, you saw one situation there where we got switched, and sometimes we have to switch when we don't want to, and they try to throw it over top, and with the shot clock coming down, and he wasn't going to let it happen. We saw that from him early in the Texas Tech game when they were trying to post T. Ann Kennedy, and both of those guys fought there. But it's DNA, and it's his makeup, and again, it affects all of us, to be quite honest with you. If the coaches believe in him, the players believe in him, but you can't help it, because what you see him do in a game, he does it in practice every day.
Grant Ramey, David Pascal, and Ben McKee.
Rick, what is Uros doing differently either tonight or recently than he's done at any point in his career?
It's really simple, Grant. He has strictly bought into the role that we need him to play. We tell him all the time, if he will get in his head that he'll play great defense for us, rebound the ball, and on offense, we've tried to limit him to a couple of areas on the floor where we want him to be effective. And then ball screen defense, he's, excuse me, if he's not fatigued, he does a really good job there. I mean, sometimes, again, he does a good job normally too, letting us know he needs to get out. But I think just him getting to play more, I think that's helped him. But he's really simplified his thought process on the offensive end, and he's taken more serious what he needs to do on the defensive end.
Rick, another Euros, because a couple of people have asked what I was going to ask, but just when he was in Chattanooga to Hamilton Heights and then went to Arizona State, just what you saw about him then and how different of a guy is he now?
Well, he's much different, he really is. And that's a long, complicated story with how his recruitment and everything went, his journey to get here. But he is here, and we knew about him. We wanted him from the get-go. But we got him back, and I'm just really proud. We all are. He is an extremely well-liked guy on our team because he's very unselfish, and even on those days when he wanted to play, he didn't get to play. On those days when I had a quick hook with him, because again, I had a vision for him, the way I wanted him to play to begin to build his game. And when he broke away from that, I took him out and I said, hey, if you want to be stubborn, I'm going to win that battle. I said, but I promise you, if you do exactly what we need you to do, it'll work out for you. And he's done it, and he continued to build on it. And, but he's made some winning plays for us. He really played well in the Kentucky game. He really did. From our point, what we asked him to do in that game, he really did a nice job, and he came back and carried it over again tonight.
Rick, you talked after Kentucky about potentially changing the vibe up and changing some things. Just what did you see going back and watching that? And it was clear that some guys had some new roles tonight. Just what did you think of that? And how did you think the team responded following the loss?
I thought they responded well, obviously, but you know what, we do what we always do. We went back and talked about what happened and the way it happened. And I said before, I'm not taking anything away from Kentucky. They were great. I'm not sure anybody could have beaten them that Saturday, but the fact is we didn't play our best basketball. We got away from who we were, especially on the defensive end. And even tonight, a couple of times, we want to shoot the ball, but we've been more than specific about how we want our threes to come. And we went through a period again in the first half where we didn't do that. And we're going to get to that. That's going to be the next improvement part of our game. But I do think they responded. We had a really good practice yesterday, really competitive. I could tell today, we came in early and shot, and I could just tell that they were into it. So we tried to cut it back a little bit because it's almost like they were ready to go. I thought the locker room was great before the game. I thought it was great at halftime. And what we've tried to do, and with the vibe, all year we've struggled to try to get a rotation because we're trying to look for separation with guys, where what we're going to count on. We knew going in tonight we were going to start Urosh and Olivier, and our plan from the beginning, again, was we were going to bring two posts in at the same time, an experienced guy with a younger guy, Brandon, and we liked that. But then the foul trouble situation started playing into it, where we were just having to manage the game the best way we could with that. I thought Justin Powell was much more solid tonight on defense. He had a great day in practice yesterday on defense. Kennedy had a nice day yesterday in practice on defense, but we're still trying to get to that rotation. Shaq is a guy that I've said to our coaches, we got to find a way, we got to find a role for him. They went with basically 4 guards tonight. We did that with him. I took him out of the game real quick and put him back in because he made a mistake. And the mistake that he made was when he got tied up there, he was looking around like he was blaming someone else. I said, we're not doing that. I said, you didn't do what you were supposed to do when you got the ball there. And I said, so don't do that, because we're a team. We're going to stay in it. And that's being young. And but he's going to be a special player. And I tell everybody too, I wish there's a way we could find to get Quentin on the floor at times, because both of those guys have really improved in practice, but it's hard at this time of year. But we're not going to quit on any of these guys, and know that at some point in time before we're done, we might need all of them some way, somehow.
Finish up with Coach Mike Wilson and Ryan Shumpert.
Who you got?
Mike's coughing, so I'll go ahead of him.
Go ahead.
You mentioned kind of on the same thing of changing up the vibe. There were a couple different times during the game where it got chippy on the court. That kind of fight and energy from your team, how encouraging was that after Saturday?
Well, I told our guys, I said, what I want to see, I want some enthusiasm. I want you guys to be excited for each other. I don't want anybody out there, worrying about themselves. I want you to get lost with your teammates. I want you to look at each other and know you're going to play for each other. I said, we're not going to win if we don't bring some mental toughness on both ends of the floor, because they're going to be aggressive. They're going to go for steals. You get into gaps. I'm proud of them, because again, we get beat the way we did Saturday, and to bounce back and play another rivalry game against an extremely well-coached team and a team that can really put numbers up. And the way we were able to grind it out there at the end, I'm just really happy for our team.
Sorry, I had a malfunction up here. Rick, how nice was it to see your team knock down so many free throws tonight, just with some of the other games that have happened recently?
Well, I told Bob I wish in some ways I can maybe move him around a little bit and have that, but it was nice. I thought we looked confident there. I do. I really feel like we went up there and with confidence, and we haven't, sometimes you don't understand it, Mike. I mean, we got guys that we think are good shooters, and we still think we're going to shoot the ball better. And I think we will shoot the ball better from the perimeter if we will all get on the same page in terms of the kind of threes that we want when we want them. And there's a fine line of, shooting it, and there's a fine line in terms of knowing the game and how to manage the game and when shots like Olivier's a really good shooter. But I told him during the game when he was out there with 4 guards, I said, you're the one guy at that point in time in the game shouldn't be thinking about that. And but again, we wanted to play with confidence, and we're not going to be perfect, but if we will bring the defense, I don't care. If we'll play defense. We've won games this year where we haven't been great on offense, but if we will just play with that kind of intensity on defense, and we're going to have to be quite honest with you. But just really proud of our guys.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys.